Brian Roisentul here. I'm the host of the Fit Growth Machine podcast, where I talk with top leaders in the fitness industry. Before introducing today's guest, let me tell you that this episode is brought to you by BSR Digital. At BSR Digital, we help fitness brands that want to scale their business to the next level through Facebook, Instagram, and Google Ads. BSR Digital knows that most e-commerce brands want to grow their sales, but they lack a solid plan and professional team to help them succeed. That's why BSR Digital offers strategic plans, implementation, optimization, and ad account audits to help more than 1,000 e-commerce brands like yours grow their business and surpass their competitors. To learn more, visit bsrdigital.com and email us at hello@bsrdigital.com. So today I have Craig Ballantyne, co-owner of earlytorise.com and the author of The Perfect Day Formula, The Perfect Week Formula, and his Wall Street Journal bestseller, Unstoppable. Hi, Craig. Thanks for being on the show.
This is going to be a lot of fun. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So we met thanks to Ian Garlic from Authentic Web. So I just wanted to thank Ian for making the intro.
Yeah. It's really awesome. I love just networking with people and getting to know people all over the world doing amazing things.
Yeah, of course. So why don't you tell the audience briefly what you do?
Yeah. So what we do is we help business owners to make more money and work less predominantly. We help them with their structure, their schedule, their strategies, and their systems to scale up. And we work mostly with fathers because most of our coaches in our business are fathers. So that's our audience, and we've been helping them for nearly 7 years now.
Wow, that's interesting. I personally I'm a father of 2-year-old twins, so I know it's challenging for a father to start and keep a business. But
Yeah.
why did you choose fathers?
Well, it's just that that's kind of what I attracted, being a man. It's not like I'm hardcore or anything, but I'm no BS, straight to the point. And, once you have kids, there's not a lot of time to waste on things. And as I mentioned, before we started our call, I spent 15 years selling information products in the fitness world. And I created this program called Turbulence Training, and I wrote for Men's Health magazine. And so I had all of these men followers, and some of them ended up being entrepreneurs. So that when I transitioned over into the entrepreneur coaching space, a lot of those people followed over with me. And some of my clients in our coaching business, bought Turbulence Training in 2006, 2007, 2008, and they trusted me with their lives back then, and now they trust me with a greater extent of it today. So I'm super excited and grateful for that. And it's just, we do get, I call them alpha females, very type A females. Entrepreneurs are some of our clients, but the majority are those men, with real businesses, construction, gym, that type of stuff. We don't do a lot of online coaching, but we don't have a lot of online coaching clients, that is, but really people with teams who want to become great leaders.
That's great. So I know you have built multiple seven-figure businesses, and I guess that what every entrepreneur wants to know is how did you get started?
Yeah, so I grew up on a farm here in Canada, and I wanted to work in professional sports. I became a personal trainer, and I got really lucky. I started writing an email newsletter years and years ago, and I sent one of them to Men's Health magazine, and they published it. And the next thing you know, I'm writing for them all the time, and I'm growing this audience online. And I started selling workout books, and then I started selling workout videos. And I was very, very fortunate. I grew up right when the internet came and became popular, and I rode that trend, the trend of the internet becoming more popular and the trend of working out becoming more popular. And I just put together workouts that stood out from what everybody else was putting out, and I was able to grow my network. And so all of those things are still things you can use today. I mean, health is going up. People are using social media more than ever, and people need health more than ever because in the lockdowns they've gained so much weight. So you're still riding those trends, and you can grow an amazing network online by being on people's podcasts or having them on yours, or starting newsletters and doing social media and social media lives. And it's easier than ever to do all of those things. Now the competition is greater, but there's still a demand for it. So you got to get out there and do it.
Yeah, so you just said that it's easier than ever to do things. And I can imagine when you started, the technology probably didn't help compared to what you have or what we all have today. uh, right, within our reach. All the
Yeah.
tools, the automations, and everything. Probably before it wasn't that easy, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, there was no, I mean, I started 20 years ago. So there was no Facebook, no YouTube, there was no social media at all. It was all put your articles up on a blog, and there was affiliate marketing, which was really popular. So where people would promote your products and get a commission, and it was all SEO. It was almost all SEO, and then it was a little bit of Google AdWords before Facebook ads. And I mean, it was funny, like I feel like I knew everybody in the industry back then 20 years ago, and I had my first event in 2007 where I started teaching people how to do what I do. The principles remain the same, the tactics are different.
Yeah, I totally agree. So many people want to escape the rat race, right? And they want to start a business, they want to live their dream life, but something just holds them back. What do you think that are the main causes for that you at least have identified over the years?
Yeah, so there, I mean, there's a few things. One, there's the all the head trash that we have, that we don't feel worthy, or that you know somebody else is doing it. There's too much competition, and you got to get over that, because every single year there's more and more diet books that come out, and some of them are bestsellers. You just have to go out there and put your idea out there. Another thing that often really gets in the way of people is the procrastination and bad time management. So, if you own a gym, it's like, when am I ever going to, find time to go and build an online business? Or it's like, the people that are finding time to build an online business, they're wasting it on social media and reading the news and sports sites and TikTok and all that stuff. It's bad time ownership, not time management, but time ownership. You own your time. You don't rent or manage it. And you have to change that shift in your head. And I also teach people, you don't find time for what matters. You have to make time for what matters. And you have to really own your schedule. So 20 years ago, when I was a personal trainer and I wanted to have an online business, I woke up an extra 20 minutes early. I had a client at 6 a.m. I was getting up at 5. I was like, I don't like doing this. I don't want to do this forever. I'm going to get up an extra 20 minutes earlier and build my online business. And in 18 months, I built a 6-figure online business 20 minutes at a time. And so you have to make time for what matters, and you have to be ruthless with your time. I was writing articles on my BlackBerry, standing in the subway cars in Toronto, packed up against everybody, and I'm just writing articles for Men's Health and for my website, working in the slivers of time. And it's super easy. I mean, it's the same thing with like Olympic athletes that are, not the ones that get a huge amount of endorsements, but the ones who are doing it on, at poverty levels. They're training, and they're doing everything they possibly can with the small resources they have, because they've gotten resourceful. And so that's the same way that you have to be, with that Olympian mindset, dedicated to making the most of the little time, the little resources, the little experience that you have. That's just what you have to do, because what else are you gonna do? Quit? No, you're not gonna quit. You're gonna get the job done.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's inspiring. And yeah, the other day I had Suisse on. She's a sports agent, and we have discussed a lot about mindset, athletes, and I have already had athletes who qualified to the Olympians. So that's probably something athletes and business owners have in common: mindset,
Right.
relentlessness, determination, and all those stuff. So I think that's great. But you mentioned something about planning the day. And I know that in the Perfect Day Formula book, you speak about how to make every day count, right? So, what are the tips that you can give the audience to be effective at planning their day?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's the planning ahead. People that are listening to this, they're in the fitness industry. What do? They plan their workouts, they plan their meals. It's all that proactive approach to life is so key. Yet when we go to our days, we're very reactive. We wake up and we go, what should I do today? If you're doing your to-do list in the morning, you're already too late. Your to-do list must be done the day before. I teach people to do 3 things. You do a brain dump. You get all your ideas out of your head about, like, all the people you want to call, all the things you want to film, all the articles you want to write, emails you want to send, all the errands you have to run, all the things. You get it out. Now you organize it into a priority to-do list. Then you pick the 1, 2, and 3 things, and you think about how can you get into them first thing in the morning faster. Like, if you need to write a chapter for your book, Great, do a couple of bullet points. The next morning, when you sit down to write that chapter, it's going to be a whole lot easier than if you just open up your computer and there's a blank screen staring at you. So you do those three things the day before, and you're going to be far more successful. It's a planning and preparation and proactive approach to life that gets you ahead in fitness and in business.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, for me personally, what helps me a lot, it's to block the time on my calendar. I know I'm very organized and I have all my tasks. But what I have found over time that helps me the most is to let's say transfer those tasks in order of priority into my calendar, because that way, at least for me, it works because I can see that my day is not like I mean it has a beginning and an end, right? So there are so many tasks that can fit within a day, so I can better organize my priorities and block the time. So do you have any actionable tips for the audience to uh, probably put that into practice? Because I know so many people want to do it, but it's hard for them to actually have the discipline to plan ahead the day and to be proactive and not reactive, as you said, during the day.
Yeah. So the first thing that I teach people to do is to, carve out time on a Sunday and really have a general template for your week. And you should know the time of day when you're most productive. We call that magic time. And in your magic time, don't take calls, don't take emails, try not to take on training clients, and take your hardest task, whatever that is, whether it's writing a promotional piece for your training business, or whether it's writing an email to your list, or whatever it is, you do that hardest task in your magic time when you have the greatest intention and focus and creativity and productivity, and you'll get through it faster. What I did when I was a personal trainer for a long time, I was trying to come home at night and work on my online business, and I was exhausted. You get up and you train from 6 till 11, you have a break, and then you train from 3 till 7. You come home, you're looking at the computer, and it's like the computer is sticking shards of glass into your eyes. You can't even keep your eyes open. And I would try and write an article. It'd take me 90 minutes. And now I'm late for getting to bed. And it was a horrible routine. So then I said, I got to switch it up and go the other way, because I'm really creative in the morning. I'm really energetic. So I switched it, got up, and in 20 minutes, I did what took me 90 minutes at night. So I found my magic time. Now, I'm not saying everybody listening, you got to get up really early in the morning, or you got to, your magic time is going to be early in the morning. No, it's different for almost all of us, but you have to know it. You have to do that self reflection and introspection and find that time of day when you're more creative, and then block it, protect it from other people, and do your hardest work in that time. So if you do that, and then on a Sunday, like, okay, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, here's how my days are going to look. You can plan that out, and you can put the specifics in the night before. Like, I know that tomorrow at 9 o'clock is my magic time. On Tuesday night, I can plan for Wednesday. Here's what I'm going to do in that magic time. So it's big general planning on Sunday, and then specifics throughout the week, and that's going to get you ahead. The other thing is that most people say yes to too many things. They say, "Oh yeah, I'll work on that," and "Oh yeah, I'm going to be on TikTok and Instagram and LinkedIn and Facebook and YouTube. I'm going to do all the social medias." No, don't. You can't. You don't have time for all that. You got to say no. You got to say, I'm only going to be on Instagram. I'm going to dominate Instagram. I'm going to say no to YouTube. I'm going to say no to being on people's podcasts. I'm going to say no to this. I'm going to say no to, taking on this other project, so that I can focus and be the best at it. So saying no, and then planning the week and planning the days with specificity are keys to getting ahead.
That's great. Yeah, great
Yeah.
advice. And I know you help both freelancer business owners
Mhm.
and also those who are like elite entrepreneurs who want to scale their business to their next 8 figures or so. But
Yeah.
I would like to first talk about the freelancers, because this is a personal experience, at least, and I know many people struggle with the same thing.
Mhm.
I come from the background of computer science. I'm
Okay.
too technical, right? And I didn't have any business skills. I didn't have these CEO habits or systems. And I was probably too focused on my job, like doing the delivery, the job for the
Yeah.
clients. And I wasn't focused on being the CEO or a business owner with everything that it represents. So, what's your advice for transitioning from being a freelancer or a solopreneur or a working full time for a company to acting as a CEO and business owner?
Yeah, so so very much like you, I was involved in the technical part of it, the delivery of the training, the creation of the workout programs, but that will only get you so far. You have to develop a couple of skills. One is sales. And for anybody that wants to grow their income in their own business, you need to spend a lot more time in sales. You need to learn selling. And if I could go back in time to when I was 20 years old, I would force myself to get a door-to-door sales job, because if you can convince somebody after you knock on their door and interrupt their day to buy something, you're going to be able to persuade people to do anything. Now, I'm not saying that everybody listening has to go and do that, but simply studying sales and learning how to communicate and learning how to persuade is one of the number one skills in life. It'll serve you so well, whether you're managing a team member or whether you're trying to close a deal. So learning sales skills is a CEO skill. And then the time management, time ownership that we've talked about is a CEO skill. And then learning how and when to delegate your technical work off to somebody. Because if you want to have a business, you can't be editing the videos for the rest of your life. You just have a high paying job. You might be great at editing videos and you might be able to work fast. But if you don't work, then you don't get paid. That's not a business, that's a job. The CEO comes along and says, okay, I'm spending time on sales. I'm getting all this work in. I can't do all the work and all the sales. Otherwise, I'll be burning myself into the ground. So I need to go out and find somebody. I need to create systems that they're going to follow. I need to coach them. I need to review their performance and help them become better. Now I can give them more and more work. And now, okay, now we have two people delivering. We can go and get a third person delivering. I can go and sell more. I can stop doing the delivery. And then now I can coach them to better use their time. Now we need to bring somebody into a system or manage them. And you just continue to grow your team that way while having the sales skills and the delegation skills and the leadership skills, and having that vision, which is the final skill of the CEO, making sure you have a vision for the business and communicating that clearly so everybody knows this is why we come to work and help people. It's not to make the boss rich, but it's actually to impact people, which does, in fact, make everybody wealthy because they're getting paid well, you're getting paid well as the owner, and you now have a business and not a job. That's key. That's the way to think about it. And anybody can develop those skills. Everything is a learnable skill, just like whatever you're doing right now. If you're amazing at video editing, there's a lot of people like me who would go, wow, I don't know how you do that. You learn that skill, so you can learn any skill.
Yeah, I totally agree. So, yeah, before we wrap up, is there anything I didn't ask that you think that will benefit the audience?
Yeah, I would just say that in the morning, no matter whether you like working at night or whether you like working in the afternoon, in the morning you have the greatest discipline, willpower, and intention. And if you plan the day before and you spend even 15 minutes in the morning, like within the first hour or two that you're up, don't go down and do too much, workout or, meditation. Try and get 15 minutes of work on your number one thing first thing in the morning. That will set you free. It worked for me, and I know it'll work for you too.
That's great. Great. So, where can people go to learn more about you?
Instagram. I'm all over Instagram at Real Craig Ballantyne, or you can get my books for free, no opt-in required, at craigballantyne.com/free books.
That's great. Well, it was a pleasure to have you. Thanks for being on the show.
Great to meet you.